Hello friends, and welcome to Escaping the Mouse with your host, me, Breck Roll. Alright, we've gotten a lot of rain, well, a significant amount of rain in the past couple days, and the yard has gotten a good drink, and so that's been a real good thing. But I got a little project I want to work on, and let me just kind of give you an update on things. Yeah, as I said, everything got a good drink this week, so this little section in the back here by the bird bath, I didn't do anything in this year. This is all just stuff that came back from last year. So that's a good thing. That shows me that some of the stuff, maybe can survive some of the extremes that we get here in Texas. And I was putting buckets over the little clusters of what was then the hydrangeas, and they clearly seem to have made it through. So that's a good thing. This little section is looking really nice. I won't, however, be working anything on the planter for the near future. It's quicksand out there, especially out there in the middle. This whole area was flooded yesterday. And so, yeah, we're going to have to let that set a little bit and let that dry. Fortunately, this stuff dries pretty quick, 2-3 days, and that'll be hard enough to walk on again. But what I want to work on today is over here. This is I've probably mentioned it before, but the yard slopes down a little bit. And so any water accumulating in the yard is going to flow towards the house. And I've shown video of this area when it rains before, where this area is just completely flooded. And so what I want to do is try and grade this a little differently. You can see I've already done a little bit. I got some soil in there, and I'm kind of backing it up there so we can kind of hopefully maybe get the water to pool out in the middle and stay away from the house. But like I said, I bought a couple bags of soil yesterday, but it wasn't enough, and I want to get in here. Basically, I want to raise the soil level in all this area that's kind of brown. This is the area that kind of floods. I want to raise the soil level a couple of inches. So, like I said, the water will, if there is water pooling, it'll pool out here in the middle rather than closer to the house, which can cause foundation problems. Now, the truth is, I've kind of been on hold on this little part right now because I haven't actually put any more of these bricks in several weeks. And that's because I got one little issue I still got to figure out. I'm going to have electrical lighting in here, low-V electrical lighting in here. And I got to figure out how I'm going to get electricity into here. Now, I got this little bracket here that they installed when they put the pool in, because this went to this outlet over here which powered the pump and the robot. And so I can very easily tap into that and get power, bring it down to the ground. Ideally, I would drill into the concrete, go under the slab, and then come out here and then drag something across. And that's probably what's going to have to happen. But there's details on that yet I haven't figured out. So that's part of the reason we're on standby on this. Now, what I may end up doing at some point is just run some little piece of PVC underneath the wall, because then I could just tap onto the end of it, run the wire through it. Because when you go into the ground, I'll use the same kind of PVC I do for the sprinklers, because you seal that up and it seals that electricity in there really well, protects it very well. So that's a good way to do that. So just if I just leave a piece of PVC going under where the rocks are, I guess I can resume the wall construction. But like I said, that's one of the issues I'm kind of figuring out, is how I'm going to get power from there into the planter. So I don't know. I'll let you know if I come up with anything on that. Alright, I'm back from Home Depot. I got 10 more bags of this soil here that I'm going to use. I've kind of been thinking since the last scene, and I think what I want to do is even bring up the soil level a little higher here. I want to bring it up basically so that it's at the level of the bricks all the way around here. So that's going to provide a big wall to keep the water from encroaching towards the house and push maybe more out towards the center of the yard where it can soak in. But I started thinking about this area here around the air conditioner, which basically the concrete was already at the soil level, and obviously this little piece of concrete was not put in at the same time that little piece of concrete is. So while I maintain level all the way around here, since this one's a little bit lower, there was a step off there. And since I wanted to build up the soil a little bit, I found these kind of cool little limestone slabs at Home Depot. And they're like for a retaining wall, kind of similar to this kind of thing, over only a little bit more random. And I figured, you know what, they had some like thin ones like this that were like 2 inches tall, and then they had some thick ones that were like 5 inches tall. And I thought, you know, the little 3-inch ones or 2-inch ones would be perfect for this spot. So I bought a couple of those, and then, like I said, I'm going to build the soil all the way up to the top of that and then spread it out as much as I can. So that's the next step. I'll let you see what that looks like. Alright, I think this area looks a lot better. I actually didn't use all of the bags I bought. I bought 10 bags. I only actually used 8 of them. But, you know, this is going to settle a little bit too. So I'm going to probably just put the other bags away. I got some other bags of soil that I'm keeping that I over-purchased of things, and we'll make use of it at some point. But this is going to be kind of a gradual process where we kind of build this up and get this a little bit more solid so that water moves away. Now, ultimately, the yard slopes this way, so if I can keep this kind of a little central pathway headed out here, then it goes out into the front yard and it'll run down the driveway. So I think this will help a lot in terms of channeling the water more towards the middle so it can come this way and exit the yard. So there we go. 8 pounds or 8 bags of dirt and a little bit of elbow grease, and this should be a lot better off now. So anyway, this was just a simple one, I know, but thank you as always for watching, and I'll see you next time on Escaping the Mouse. Good night.